Barry Gibb, the last surviving member of the Bee Gees and one of the most celebrated songwriters and performers in music history, has spent a lifetime shaping the sound of popular music. But at 79, he finally decided to tell the truth about Roy Orbison, the hauntingly powerful singer-songwriter whose operatic voice and timeless ballads left an indelible mark on generations. For Barry, speaking openly about Orbison was not just an act of admiration but of honesty, because their careers, though different in style, shared a common thread of pushing the boundaries of music and paying the heavy price of fame. Gibb explained that Orbison was unlike anyone else in the industry, a man whose voice could move audiences to tears in a way no one could truly replicate. And he revealed that even at the height of the Bee Gees' success, he would listen to Orbison's records and feel both awe and inspiration. To Barry, Orbison was not just a peer, but a quiet teacher, someone who showed through example how vulnerability in music could be more powerful than any flashy production or trend. Yet Gibb did not shy away from the darker truths, admitting that Orbison's life was marked by unimaginable tragedy, including the devastating loss of his first wife Claudette in a motorcycle accident and later the deaths of two of his sons in a house fire. Events that could have destroyed any man, but which Orbison somehow channeled into his music, giving his songs an authenticity that made them timeless. Barry confessed that he always saw in Orbison not just brilliance but pain, the kind of pain that turned songs like Crying and Only the Lonely into more than hits. They were emotional confessions set to music. For Gibb, telling the truth about Orbison also meant acknowledging how the music industry often failed him, pushing him aside during the rise of rock and roll trends before his late career revival with the Traveling Wilburys alongside Bob Dylan, George Harrison, Tom Petty, and Jeff Lynne, which reminded the world of his genius just before his untimely death in 1988. Gibb admitted that watching Orbison reclaim his place in music history during those final years was bittersweet, because it showed how quickly the industry can forget even its greatest voices, and how cruelly timing can rob us of more music we should have had. Barry reflected that he, too, has felt the sting of being dismissed or overshadowed, particularly after the disco backlash that nearly ended the Bee Gees' career. And in Orbison's struggles, he saw a mirror of his own. Two men who knew both the ecstasy of adoration and the agony of rejection. Yet what moved Gibb most was Orbison's resilience, his ability to keep singing, keep writing, and keep giving to the world even when grief threatened to silence him. And Barry admitted that it taught him to never stop creating no matter how heavy the burden became. In finally telling the truth about Roy Orbison, Barry Gibb wanted fans to see the man behind the dark sunglasses, not just as a mysterious figure, but as a soul who poured his heartbreak into songs that still resonate decades later. His words are less about scandal and more about reverence, a reminder that while Orbison may be gone, his spirit lives on in every note he ever sang. And for Barry Gibb, sharing that truth at 79 is both a tribute to a fallen hero and a personal acknowledgement of how much one artist's courage can inspire another to keep going even when the world seems determined to forget.